Big shout out to Robert. Yeah, let's go. Guys, I'm sorry, it's the internet. That's just unfair. I don't know why they are doing me like that. Guys, let's go. A big shout out to Osama. Big shout out to Roro. Hi, Roro. Yeah, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, guys. Yeah, let's go, let's go, let's go. Yeah, please, let's go like. May they receive voice. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Guys, let's go, let's go. Can you please like if you're here? If you're here, drop your name and drop your name and like for me. Thank you so much. Don't forget to follow me on all my social media handles. The link is on my bio. It will take you there straight off. Yeah. Yay! Osama, thanks for the trophy. Guys, don't forget to gift me. Oh. Don't forget to gift me on the super chat. Please don't forget to gift me on the super chat. Clock it, Roman. Roro. Sorry, I don't have money on my phone. It's fine. Yeah, if you have, you give. If you don't have, it's fine. Okay? Let's go, let's go. A big shout out to Healy. A big shout out to Michael. A big shout out to Abigail. Hi, darling. Please, let's go like. Don't forget to like and to sub. Thank you. I'm back. Welcome back, Abigail. I've missed you. Clock it. Dance. Yeah. A big shout out to Increase. Say my name, please. A big shout out to Valeria. Please put out your name. I'll say it, please. A big shout out to Scarlett. A big shout out to Mary. A big shout out to Mari. A big shout out to Felix. A big shout out to IN. A big shout out to Nila. A big shout out to Eileen. Big shout out to Scarlett. Big shout out to Orp. A big shout out to Clock It. A big shout out to Daisy. A big shout out to Cardi. A big shout out to Christina. A big shout out to Nila. A big shout out to Victoria. A big shout out to Uya. A big shout out to Beatrice. A big shout out to Cassie. A big shout out to Ihunjin. A big shout out to Adela. A big shout out to Olivia. Clock it. A big shout out to Kenzie. A big shout out to Ima. A big shout out to Shangbin. A big shout out to Nora. A big shout out to Blake. A big shout out to Oli. A big shout out to Andriana. A big shout out to Audria. Guys, let's go. Put your name on the chat. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to like and don't forget to sub. Let's go, 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 go. A big shout out to Thomas. A big shout out to Mary. A big shout out to Lamia. Shout out to Oi. A big shout out to Bang Chung. A big shout out to Baby. A big shout out to Zara. A big shout out to Magdalene. A big shout out to Mimi. A big shout out to Willow. A big shout out to Lara. I love your video. Thank you, Sienna. A big shout out to Aliyah. A big shout out to Ashma. A big shout out to Charlie. A big shout out to Ashia. A big shout out to Ashma. A big shout out to Cameron. A big shout out to Fabio. A big shout out to Sienna. A big shout out to Madison. A big shout out to Wojin. A big shout out to Haley. A big shout out to Tundo. A big shout out to, I love your voice. Thank you so much. A big shout out to Ishita. A big shout out to La Tree Red. A big shout out to Lisa. A big shout out to Olivia. A big shout out to Aisha. You are an angel. Thank you, Marty. Shout out to Ayla. A big shout out to Magdalene. A big shout out to Tudo. Shout out to Lassie. I'm not a singer, but I just sing in the church, yeah. A big shout out to Nazima. A big shout out to Imalia. A big shout out to Mia. Shout out to George. A big shout out to Likno. Let's go. A big shout out to your brother John. Shout out to Heza. Heza, thank you so much for the drawing. Hi, darling. Heza, how are you? Clock it. Thanks for the drawing. It's so pretty. A big shout out to Miranda. Shout out to Sienna. Shout out to Soma. Shout out to Milan. I was subbed on you. Thank you for subbing. Clock it. Guys, don't forget to go support me. Go follow me on other of my social media handles. The link is just on my profile. Yeah, it's on my bio. Just go to my bio. You see my profile. The link to follow me on all my platforms are there. Please just follow. Thank you so much. Don't forget to gift me on the super chat. I love you all. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to follow. Don't forget to subscribe. I love you all. Thank you so much. Let's go. You put your name in the chat and I give you a shout out. Shout out to Rokunama. Shout out to Talula. A big shout out to Amela. Shout out to Talula. A big shout out to Amelia. A big shout out to Destiny. Let's go. Pride. I need the other phone. A big shout out to Annie. A big shout out to Arabella. A big shout out to Maya. A big shout out to Nelly. A big shout out to Zaza Mali. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, guys. A big shout out to Teacher.
Go on YouTube.
Let's go, guys, let's go. A big shout out to Hannah. A big shout out to Lily. A big shout out to Brill. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Back to back. Back to back. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Back to back. Yay. Drop your name on the chat. I give you a shout out. Don't forget to gift me on the super chat. I love you all. Let's go. You put your name in the chat. I give you a shout out. Let's go. Are we ready? A big shout out to Lucy. Let's go. A big shout out to Osama. A big shout out to Uriel. A big shout out to Kathy. A big shout out to Robert Santos. A big shout out to Sarah. Let's go. A big shout out to Ami. A big shout out to George. Let's go. Like and sub. Guys, don't forget to like and sub. Thank you. Let's go. Let's go. A big shout out to Alexander. Shout out to Deborah. A big shout out to Skylar. A big shout out to Ingrid. A big shout out to Kiki, baby. A big shout out to Hyla. A big shout out to Paisley. A big shout out to George. A big shout out to Mesai. A big shout out to Jay. Ava, thank you for subbing. Thank you for liking. I love you. A big shout out to Roham. A big shout out to Holly. A big shout out to Logan. A big shout out to, I love you too. A big shout out to Tritan. A big shout out to Melissa. Shout out to Charlotte. Shout out to Ava. Shout out to Holy. A big shout out to Fatia. Shout out to Ava. Guys, let's go like and subscribe. Please, let's go like and sub. A big shout out to Bella. Shout out to Poppy. A big shout out to Michael. A big shout out to Iniki. A big shout out to Kayla. A big shout out to Reason Reg. A big shout out to Michaela. A big shout out to Claire. A big shout out to Lottie. A big shout out to Bartloman. A big shout out to Jody and George. A big shout out to Ava. A big shout out to Patricia. Shout out to Gracelyn. A big shout out to Julia. Shout out to Konnichiwa. Hi. Shout out to Mazi. Guys, let's go. Like and subscribe back to back. Please like and subscribe. Then put your name on the chat. Let's go. A big shout out to Faith. Shout out to Aria. A big shout out to Dandrian. A big shout out to Aisha. A big shout out to Rosa Richard. A big shout out to Lillian. Shout out to Rayan. A big shout out to Bailey. Shout out to Noah. Thank you so much. A big shout out to Aisha. Shout out to Rose. Shout out to Orchid. Shout out to Kaylani. Shout out to Dolly. A big shout out to Nell. Calling from UK. You're welcome, Nell. A big shout out to Hamza. Shout out to Frank. A big shout out to Destiny. A big shout out to Anja. Shout out to Rigel. A big shout out to Jaden. A big shout out to Angel. Shout out to Ruby. Shout out to Vincent. A big shout out to Desire. Guys, let's go like and subscribe. Please, let's sub. Let's like, let's sub. Let's like, let's sub. Let's like, let's sub. Thank you. Shout out to Abby, a big scene. A big shout out to Cornelia. A big shout out to Pierre. Shout out to Benjamin. Shout out to Yuchi. Shout out to Kaylani. Shout out to Appa. Shout out to Jody. A big shout out to Ashley. Shout out to Yunchi. A big shout out to Berry. A big shout out to McKinney. A big shout out to Fiona. A big shout out to Abigail. Shout out to Sammy. A big shout out to Hadi. Shout out to Ethan. Shout out to Soma. A big shout out to Brooklyn. Shout out to Hashma. Shout out to Olivia. Shout out to Paloma. Shout out to Soraya. Shout out to Shaya. Shout out to Lillian. Shout out to Lucy. A big shout out to Jaslyn. Shout out to Shania. Shout out to Anila. Shout out to Asena. A big shout out to Cornelia. Shout out to Avali. Shout out to Shiv. A big shout out to Zedniaya. Shout out to Eve. A big shout out to Dana. Shout out to Preppy Blog 08. Shout out to a big shout out to Soraya. I love you too, darling. A big shout out to Bands. A big shout out to Gregory. Shout out to Prime Rose. A big shout out to Haley. Shout out to Sophia. Shout out to Alfie. A big shout out to Poobet. A big shout out to Lucy. Shout out to Catalina. Shout out to Abagali. Shout out to Usu. A big shout out to Bill. Shout out to let's go. Put your name on the chat. Back to back. Shout out to Keshav. Shout out to Ainsley. Shout out to Emma. Shout out to Destiny. A big shout out to Esme. Shout out to Effie. A big shout out to Linid. Shout out to Destiny. A big shout out to Niha. Shout out to Greta. Shout out to Hapa. Shout out to Sammy. Shout out to Amelia. Shout out to Mary. Shout out to Ruby. Shout out to Nudin. A big shout out to Libby. Let's go. Shout out to Highland. Shout out to Summer. A big shout out to Jackson. Thank you so much, Kathy. A big shout out to Jesse. Guys, don't forget to like and to sub. Let's go. Put your name on the chat. I give you a shout out. Shout out to Abigail. Shout out to Fiona. Shout out to Kennedy. A big shout out to Amia. Shout out to Lilybeth. Shout out to Veggie. Shout out to Erica. Shout out to Soya. Shout out to Kadem. A big shout out to Sammy. Shout out to Cassie. Shout out to Avrila. Shout out to Jessica. Shout out to Hannah. Shout out to
I'm just describing your shirt.
Booty. Shout out to Darcy.
That's a bit smart.
Shout out to Amaline. Shout out to Tayabo. Tayaba. Shout out to Emmeline. Shout out to Marcin. Shout out to Lean. A big shout out to Marcin. Shout out to TD. Shout out to Abdulaziz. Shout out to Louis. Shout out to Malik. Shout out to Jeremy. Shout out to Freya. Shout out to Angie. Shout out to Sophia. Shout out to Evans. Shout out to Jack. A big shout out to Mano. A big shout out to Isla. Put your name on the chat back to back. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Please put your name in the chat. Don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe. Can you tap for me? Let's go like, let's go subscribe. Put your name in the chat. I give you a shout out. I love you all. Your names are pretty, trust me. Let's go. I'm happy doing it because you have a pretty name. Thank you so much. Put your name in the chat back to back. Let's go, let's go, let's go. A big shout out to Kara. Shout out to Ima. A big shout out to Hania. Shout out to Nico. Shout out to Kate. Shout out to Megan Fitzgerald. A big shout out to Highland. Shout out to Sammy. Shout out to Summer. Shout out to Amia. Shout out to Junri. Shout out to Aubrey. Shout out to Adeline. Shout out to Charlotte. Shout out to Julie's. Shout out to Mingy. Shout out to Serenity. Shout out to Anna. Shout out to Mia. Shout out to Soma. Shout out to guys. Let's go like and sub. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Go go. A big shout out to Abba. Shout out to Inaya. Shout out to Yaz. Shout out to Alex. Shout out to Selatola. Shout out to Alex. Let's go, let's go. Put your name on the chat. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Guys, let's go like and subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on all my platforms. The link is on the bio. It will take you to Facebook. It will take you to TikTok. Please, let's go to my bio. Please go to my bio. Follow me on my platform. Let's go, let's go. Thank you so much. I love you all. Molly, I remember you. Thank you. Please put your name in the chat. Let's go. Let's go, guys.
One brown. Me only. Okay. So, one chest. One chest. One finger.
Guys, let's go. Shout out to Grace.
Fingerprints. Fingerprint. That is this fingerprint. So,
Let's go. Put your name in the chat, guys.
Brown.
Don't forget to like and sub.
That is brown.
Shout out to Tanyuki. Shout out to Moroi.
Stripy.
Shout out to Maddie.
That is this stripy.
Shout out to Vahida. Shout out to Lydia.
One. Daddy.
Let's go. Shout out to Faith. Shout out to Luke. Shout out to Mark.
What does this mean?
Shout out to Keely.
You can't tell. So,
Shout out to Khalid. Shout out to Kami. Shout out to Charlotte.
Jolan.
Shout out to Elena. Shout out to Stefania. Shout out to Kami. Shout out to Levi. Shout out to Sandra.
iPhone.
Shout out to
One
Mark.
iPhone.
Phone.
iPhone.
Shout out to Max.
How does it say I?
Shout out to Vena.
Capital letter. It's a capital letter.
Shout out to. Let's go. Lord. Shout out to Eddie.
Daddy, can I do one? Daddy, can I
Let's
do
go.
one?
Back to back. Please put your name on the chat. Let's go.
Daddy, can I
A big shout out to Sharon.
Okay.
Shout out to Charlotte.
You.
Shout out to Sophia.
Gone.
Shout out to Olivia.
Person.
Shout out to
Two
Keely.
person.
Shout out to Izzy.
Yours.
Shout out to Eric.
Sister.
Shout out to Carden.
My sister, please.
Shout out to Harden.
My sister. My sister. My sister. Sister.
Shout out to Ability. Shout out to Alana.
Your wife. Okay.
Shout out to Chance One.
Your children. My children.
Shout out to Jamie. Everyone.
Children.
Shout out to Keely.
Daddy. Daddy. Daddy, is it family?
Shout out to Jamie.
Boys. Girls.
Shout out to Abina. Shout out to Pipa.
Boy and girl.
Shout out to Lily. Girlfriend. Shout out to Kalista.
Friend.
Shout out to Lily.
Daddy, I know that.
Shout out to Jamie.
I'll give you one.
Let's go. Shout out to Lexis. Alexis.
That was easy. Guys, I'll give you all of you. One. Okay.
Shout out to Molly. Thank you so much, Molly. I saw that lovely comment. You're amazing.
Straight.
Shout out to Jamie.
His head.
Shout out to
Daddy, you do
Alisa.
one. I like your own.
Shout out to Yasmin.
Do one. I like
Shout out to Krista.
See.
Shout out to Elisa. Shout out to Jasmine. Shout out to
Wait, hand wait.
Maria.
Training. Driving.
Drive.
Hand drive.
Shout out to Claire.
School drive.
Shout out to Ka. Shout out to Jamia.
Hand car. Hand helmet.
Shout out to
VR headset.
Eric. Helmet.
PS5.
Shout out to
Pan.
shout out to Ima.
Hand.
Cap.
Cap.
Head.
Is that
Crown.
Mommy's head? That's your mommy's head. Hand.
Shout out to Patricia.
Handband. Handband.
No, head.
That's team.
Car
That's
head.
your mommy's head.
Drive.
Huh?
Hand car. Hand car brain. Helmet. Hand car. It's.
And
I know what it
Hand
is.
car wig.
Daddy, it's this
wait.
thing. It's this thing. I'm hand car.
shout out to Camila. I bet me now let me
It's this
finish my
thing.
listing.
Daddy, it's this
Hand
thing.
kerchief. Hand kerchief. Hand kerchief. Hand kerchief. Hand kerchief.
Daddy, do another
Shout out
one.
to
Represent a chief.
Amira.
Not the person with the
Daddy.
crown.
Shout out
Chief.
to
Daddy.
Hi.
Show another one.
Shout out to Briley.
Another one. Daddy, do another one.
Shout out to Tommy.
Daddy, do another one.
Shout out to Salesma.
Daddy, do another
Shout out to Georgie.
Daddy.
Shout out to Marlena. Shout out to Teddy.
Daddy, do another.
Shout out to Evanly. Shout out to Ami. Shout out to Marisa.